Okay, improvised a microphone. Well, improvised. It's a microphone. Um, and tested it. I should be uh, a little bit easier on the ears now to hear. As I was doing so, I had a look at the sketch. I think maybe I'm gonna make some note of that. Well, let's see. Maybe some light red. Sure. I should revise the lower arm and also the hand, and maybe I can show that best by once again referring to basic volumetric structure. If this is the upper arm, and here we have the deltoid muscle, well, holds on or grabs on pretty far up the bone. Then the elbow is moving away in space compared to the shoulder, but the upper arm definitely uh, comes back. So more of an orientation like this. And then the this motion or this movement from back to front is continued in the hand. So if anything, I might see a little bit of the front of the knuckles like this with the thumb and separate fingers, digits, doing something like that. So yeah, you see the difference in orientation, and I think this will feel much more natural. This feels kind of awkward in space. So great. We'll just um, try to amend that. There's not much to be changed. Maybe I do want to, for myself, uh, indicate just a tad bit of the proper cross-sectional idea and how the wrist is coming towards us compared to this elbow joint. And then indeed, maybe show the hand very similar, but with just a little bit of the pinky finger coming from behind it. And it's just a matter of trying to figure out how much can be seen of what finger and how that might look from this particular angle. A little bit more overlap needed here. And yeah, if I feel that I cannot get it all that convincing, I can always revert to reference or even create my own. I have hands, I can make a fist. Let's see. Uh, Acceptable for now. I think it still needs some work, but it's better than before. And this is an often uh, kept secret, or maybe not explicitly mentioned. part of the process, failure, where you try something, it doesn't work, and after a bit reflecting on it, you find out that it doesn't work, and you try things to improve it. And I'm a fairly seasoned figure sketcher, but I will still run into quite some challenges and failures. In the end, that's also what you want, because that's also where a lot of learning opportunity lies. I can go for some standard figures or some standard cube that I've drawn 1,000 times and uh, be successful. But even though I create then maybe a successful sketch of a cube, I haven't learned anything. So yeah, uh, it's just something I think worthwhile showing and sharing, that this part of the process is maybe the ugly part, but in a very real sense, the most valuable part. Notice this second hand is already a little bit more easy to uh, get down on the page. So already I've probably learned something, maybe not very consciously, but learned something about the fist and how to establish it from such an angle. Here we have the brachioradialis muscle. Now this is still a sketch, so it's not the final drawing. Probably there won't be a final drawing. I tend to always keep it a little bit sketchy and loose. Just wondering how much of the muscles in the back I should show. He's fairly muscular. He's very muscular. So there's a lot of bulges and tendons, especially around the shoulder areas where he's tensed up to lift his arm up and show his biceps. So yeah, it's the kind of, you know, balance that is maybe hard to strike, especially with just line. And again, probably at this point, some references very helpful. Bulge up these trapezius muscles a bit more, showing how huge they are, and also that they are um, tensioned to lift the shoulder. A little bit more line weight. Let's end uh, the butt crack over there and show a bit more relaxation in this butt cheek. Still some definition here as well. We have this gluteus maximus, which is very dominant, wrapping over, and then on the back we have the hamstring muscles, kind of the tricep muscle of the, or the, sorry, the bicep muscle of the leg. Uh, but I'm not sure how much I want to show. And then the two major calf muscles, gastrocnemius, somewhere over here with some definition maybe, especially on the inside. Well, long tendon towards the Achilles heel, which is the end of that tendon attaching all the way to the heel, which allows us to stretch our foot, basically jump by pushing our toes downward. Let's see, what have we got? Of course, flipping the whole canvas would be a good idea. Yeah, so this is already a proper cleanup. It's not perfect. And yeah, I think I'll have a little bit of a look for the rest of these muscles in the back and how much I think I should show of that. I can just use reference for that. Uh, but we can maybe take our original. Yeah, I can take this one. Let's well, turn it 90 degrees. So, well, I can just extend the canvas a bit. Oops, escape. Let's extend the canvas that way. Didn't mean to do that. So this was the original thumbnail, and we've got a nice elaborate or more elaborate sketch, and that'll be probably fine for now. I'll go back a few steps. Brush tool. Yep, I can get rid of this note in red. And maybe in another video I can do a little bit of rendering of this one. But for now, I think this is a fine place to stop the video. Thanks all. See you next time. Cheers.